Welcome to Envision Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success presents The Momentum Shift. A show where we get inspired, we get moving, and we get results. Every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern with your host, Eric Collier. He's the mayor of motivation and mental quicksand expert, bringing you inspiring interviews and empowering stories that will help to improve lives. If you're ready to start making the impossible possible, then you've joined the right show, because the momentum shift is what you've been looking for.
And I was like, well, we got to figure something out, because I'm barely at the day job, but I'm still baking, and we seem to be doing okay.
Right.
And so we're like, all right, maybe we should think about splitting, doing one or the other.
Yeah.
Came to you guys. I'm like, look, this is what's going on. This is what we're thinking. And then I'm worried because I'm like, I don't know if we got the money to do this.
Right.
The only thing I had was a little bit of money sitting in 401k.
Yeah.
And I was like, forget it. I'm leaving banking.
Hello, I'm C. Eric Collier, the mayor of motivation. As a motivational keynote speaker, veteran, and two-time Amazon International bestselling co-author, I bring a unique blend of inspiration, experience, and success to your event. I specialize in helping individuals unlock their true potential and break through barriers to turning the impossible into possible. When you choose me, you're not just booking a speaker. You're inviting a transformational experience that will leave your audience empowered and ready to conquer their goals. Let's make your event unforgettable. Reach out to me today at the number 1 momentumshift.com. That's the number 1 momentumshift.com.
Hello and welcome to the Momentum Shift, a show designed to get you inspired, get you moving, because we want to get you results. Not only that, we want to see you turn the impossible into possible for you. Hello, I'm Eric Collier, your host, and you know I'm always excited about my guests. This show is designed to bring you guests and individuals who are creating momentum shifts in their lives, and they're going on to turn the impossible into possible. And what I mean by that is they're doing what they once thought was not even something they could do. And they're stepping into their true purpose and accomplishing whatever it is, their goals that they've set for themselves, and living their dream. And I want to help you do that. And so I bring on a guest this week that I've known for probably a little while, right? Probably about a little while. I've known you about 30 years, you know. Yeah, give or take about 30 years and about a week.
It's been a week now.
But I'm really, really, really and truly excited about this one because it's my favorite youngest daughter. And we're here in the studio together, and I'm so glad to get a little bit of her time because she's going to share with you a little bit of her dream and why she's so busy these days. But I'm really excited about having you join me. I'm really proud of you, all the work you've done. But before I go into it and start, you know, the air conditioner started affecting my eyes and I started tearing up. I want to go ahead and introduce you to, like I said, my favorite youngest daughter, Aryanna. I know her name. I named her. Aryanna, now Lacy, not Collier. Aryanna Lacy. She is married. Yes.
Gotta get it right.
Married to Craig Lacy. We're going to give him a shout out to because he's part of this as well. But I'm really excited about having Aryanna Lacy join me today. Just watching her over the years, just chase her dream and go through the battles and be able to do what she's doing now has just been remarkable. So, Aryanna, thank you for joining the show.
Oh, thanks for having me. Glad I could be here. You're treated real nice here.
So, Aryanna, we call her Nanni. So, Nanni, tell us a little bit about what momentum shifting means to you and how it's helped you along the way.
To me, it means readjusting or maybe pivoting sometimes. Like even now, I'm still pivoting to different avenues and things. So I definitely think momentum shifting for me means readjusting to making your plan work, whatever that plan may be or goal may be. I started baking when I was 15, and throughout the process of getting to where I am today, which is owning my own bakery, opening our storefront, there was a lot of shifting of the momentum along the way.
Well, you said there's a lot of shifting along the way. You said, what I like is you said you started this at 15, and we know you just had a birthday. Happy belated birthday. You were shout out to her. But you just had a birthday. You turned 30. So 15 years you've been doing this. You've been chasing a dream. Talk about some of the many challenges that you face with. Now, do you have a graduate of some baking school?
No. I took 2 separate semesters of college. So I took a semester right after high school, left for
whatever reason,
several years, and for whatever reasons. And then decided I was going to go back, and ended up taking the same classes. Still, I don't think that I even grasped anything that I learned aside from the safe food classes. I got that.
All right.
But no, I hail from YouTube University.
Okay.
Everything, if not YouTube, I've Googled it and I just figured out along the way.
You can't forget the many TV shows.
The many TV shows. Yeah. No college degree. No.
It's a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Yeah. A
lot of work. I didn't have any baking experience at a commercial bakery. So opening up the bakery and figuring out our footing was a new experience. Okay. I didn't know what they did inside of bakeries aside from what I was doing at home.
Okay.
Now being a boss of someone else is new. Definitely a new experience. I still don't think I'm the boss. It's weird. I don't know if I just don't have that mean spirit about me, but I can be. I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah. It's an adjustment.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to be mean to be a boss. You can still be the boss.
No, but like that hard, like everybody knows I'm the boss. Right. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just chilling.
You figure it all out. I think you're doing well.
Yeah, I think they like me.
Yeah, I think they like you. I think they're getting the results. They're doing the work. So
yeah,
that's what you really want.
Yeah, that's the important part. I don't feel like I have to be hardcore.
So how did you keep it going? So you didn't have any of the training, right? You didn't go to school. You YouTube University and television shows. How did you keep it going without? Because a lot of people would say, I don't have the resources. I don't have the money. I don't have the people behind me. They would stop. How did you keep it going?
I just do it anyway.
Okay.
Just do it anyway. Yeah. I was getting a lot of orders from home, so that kind of helped because it funded itself. But you just gotta do it.
Yeah,
that's it. At the end of the day, you just if you love it, do it.
Yeah, and that was gonna be my next question. Why do you do it? What is it that you love about baking? I remember what you once told me, but I'll let you share with me. Why do you do what you do?
For me, it's relaxing. It's a good stress reliever. When I'm baking or decorating, I kind of just zone in on what I'm doing, and it tunes out the rest of everything else.
Yeah,
and it's a nice getaway. Even though now it's something that I consistently have to do.
Yeah,
I have no choice. But even now, it's not going into the bakery. Doesn't feel the same as going to a 9-to-5 and working for somebody else.
Okay.
If I was working, when I was in banking, if I was going to work, I gotta go to work. I gotta deal with these people. I gotta talk to these people. Whereas now, I'm like, all right, let's go to work. 6:00 in the morning, don't care. Let's go to work.
You're good.
I gotta do whatever. I'm working 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
13, 14 sometimes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, don't feel it.
Yeah. What do you want your clients to get out of it? What's the goal for the client?
It's always about joy and happiness for me.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's something that brings me joy, that I enjoy doing, I want someone who gets their treats from us or gets their cakes from us to feel the exact same way when they get them.
Okay.
So it's always about bringing everybody happiness.
Yeah, I like that. That's one thing I've always enjoyed is watching people that come to the house and they get their cupcakes or cake or what have you. And they, oh my God. And I'm like, okay, when you hear that, you're like, they love it.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Every time.
Yeah. So when you look at home-based business, right? You're growing. So first of all, you're growing your business from scratch, right? You're just trying things out, and then you start building your business. Talk about the many connections that you've made that have been able to kind of help you along the way with the people. Maybe it'll be teachers, instructors, or people who've already in the business that have helped you. Talk about some of those and how you use those connections.
I've come across, so I want to say that a big percentage of the people that I know and deal with are entrepreneurs, in whatever lane they're in.
Right.
And I think that knowing and meeting the people that I've met has helped with my entrepreneurship, goals and things, because there are parts of owning a business and running a business that I knew nothing about.
Okay.
And meeting certain people and talking to them, I kind of learned the things that I needed to do that I probably was like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. Like even opening the bakery, there's things that I wasn't doing at home that I need to do now.
Okay.
But it's helped because they've given me the knowledge that I just either couldn't find or wasn't thinking about.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the people that I've met with baking, I get a lot of referrals, and then I meet other people that, maybe in the same situation. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's really cool that I get to learn. I learn different things from different people.
Okay.
Which is nice. And then meet new people. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, the connections lead to connections, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense. And I think it's important to understand that, you're not in this by yourself. So
yeah.
You've had to make some connections. Even the information that you don't always want to hear or that doesn't work is cool, because it helps in some kind of way, shape, or fashion to drive you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I know we talk about, so you mentioned you were in banking, and I go back to when you decided that you were gonna. You remember that time when you decided that, hey, I'm leaving my job? Talk to us about that, because I think momentum shifting is all about challenges, right? And it's all about that aha moment, right, that we have. But it's also understanding that just because I make this decision and I chase my dream, or I decided I'm going to work on this goal, doesn't mean that the floodgates are going to open up and everything positive is going to come your way and everything's going to work for you right now. So I want you to kind of explain a little bit about that one.
So what was that? It had to be 2019. We called it 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah. So in the 2019, I was sick for months, maybe like 2-3 months. Yeah, they couldn't figure out why I was so sick. They said it was a bacterial situation, but I later discovered what the problem was. But so going back and forth at work, working double shifts. So from 8 to, I think it was like 6 or 7 every day at the day job. Then coming home, maybe take an hour break, if anything, and then going back to baking until 2-3 in the morning, sometimes maybe later.
Yeah.
Sick on top of it.
Right.
And I remember we had a conversation. Well, me and Craig had a conversation, and I was like, well, we got to figure something out, because I'm barely at the day job, but I'm still baking, and we seem to be doing okay.
Right.
And so we're like, all right, maybe we should think about splitting, doing one or the other.
Yeah.
Came to you guys. I'm like, look, this is what's going on. This is what we're thinking. And then I'm worried because I'm like, I don't know if we got the money to do this.
Right.
The only thing I had was a little bit of money sitting in 401k.
Yeah.
And I was like, forget it. I'm leaving banking and we're going hoping that this baking thing works out.
Hoping that this baking thing works out. I love it. And the work is good too, but then go ahead, keep on going.
And so I remember it was November 24th, last day at my job. I remember I gave them my 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
And I think that was another thing that sealed it for me. I gave them my 2 weeks notice and they were just like, well, why are you leaving? And I told them what was going on. They said, but you don't have to leave. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not feeling it anymore.
Yeah.
I fainted twice at work and I was like, this is enough for me.
Right.
And they didn't really fight to keep me. So I was like, okay,
Right.
You don't need me. I don't need you. We're good to go.
Yeah.
So 24th, last day at work, we went to Indianapolis after that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We went to Indianapolis. And I remember the whole time I was like, man, I really don't have a job to go back to. Those every 2 week paychecks. Nope.
Right.
Nope. And I think that was the hardest thing.
Yeah.
And that was the last 3 years. The hardest thing was knowing that there was no consistent paycheck.
Gotcha.
That it was all making money was all on me.
Yeah.
You know, making sure that I was bringing in something.
Gotcha.
I think that was the hardest part of the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And then I remember 21.
Well, I mean,
22.
COVID hit, that shut a lot of things down. That slowed it down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like I said, you just coming off the 2 week paycheck.
Yes. COVID hit 2 months. No, was it 3?
Yeah. So
4 months after.
Yeah.
4 months after I quit.
Shut everything down.
COVID hit. And I remember sitting in the house. I said, man, if I was still working there, I'd be working from home. I could do both. I could have been working from home. I was like, wow. And so things slowed down. I think it picked up towards the end of the year, 2020, because that's when everything started to, even though COVID was still around. But things started to pick up. Everybody started having their parties again. And then that means 21.
Yeah.
So 21, I was like, it's still not enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go back to work.
Yeah.
And then I remember I put up my resume on Indeed, and I was like, okay, we're going to go back to banking. Right. And then the next day after I posted it, I got a message from a guy saying that they were looking to sell their bakery and they wanted to sit down and talk to me. Mm-hmm. And so I thought they just needed a manager. Right. And that I was just going to be managing at the bakery. Yeah. And then we get there and they're like, no, like we want to sell it to you. And I was like, oh, I'm interested to hear about this. Yeah. And I remember we talked, and then I went home and told Craig and everybody. Yeah. Because I was like, this is not bad. Like we get a space, we get all of these things, space, they're gonna give us recipes. Yeah. And a bunch of other stuff, like all the stuff that they already had. So like I didn't even have to pay for anything except for.
So basically you were gonna take over their bakery.
Yeah, take over. The only thing is that we would have to switch to their company name and all of their stuff. Yeah. So we were like, okay, let's give it a go. What was it? May. We reached back out to meet with them, and they're like, we want X amount of dollars. And we needed. Oh no, it wasn't May. It was before that because they closed in April. Mm-hmm. So February, it was March. So March, they're like, we need X amount of dollars. We're looking to close officially at beginning of April, mm-hmm. and we need you to have this money. Right. We were like, well, you just reached out to me. Yeah. So we tried to make an arrangement with them, and then they come back and they're like, we're just going to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
So they ended up closing for good.
Right.
And then in the midst of all that, we were like, well, since we could do it with them, we're gonna figure out how to do it by ourselves.
Find the opportunity and the problem. I love it. Yeah, go ahead.
And then we reached out to Annapolis Mall about renting a kiosk. So we were gonna take everything from the house, bake it, and then use the kiosk. And then the lady reached out. She's like, "Well, what's your plans for the, what are you doing? What's your business?" Talk to her. She said, "I think I have a space for you. Go up there, and it's like an old Starbucks, and it's perfect.
Right.
It's already set up for us. We don't have to do anything additional except for getting our display case and refrigerator."
Okay.
Wait a little while and we'll sign the paperwork.
All right.
So sign the paperwork. Then it takes us a year to open.
But it just, it took a year to open. You had to go through certain things to get the paperwork signed off on and get everything together. Yeah. But you know what? It's worth it in the end, right?
Yeah.
I remember the opening day. I mean, you even had that soft opening where people were like, "Oh man, this is great. We've been waiting on this."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but how does that make you feel that you had the soft opening where you actually made your rent in that first week or so, right?
Yeah.
And how did that make you feel knowing that, boom, this is definitely the right move?
Well, I will say that leading up to it, I was nervous. Mm-hmm. So having that happen afterwards, I was like, "Oh, this is awesome. They like us. They really like us." It was pretty cool. Yeah. It was really cool to again, it's all about happiness. So seeing the joy on people's faces when they would eat the cupcake or take a sample. Yeah. It was pretty cool. I already knew we were great beforehand, right. But you never know.
You have to believe it before anybody else, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? People keep coming back for a reason. People really enjoy your work. You see it all over Instagram, Facebook. People love what you do. And so I think the question now, it's that discipline and commitment. What drives you? What's the why behind why you do what you do? I mean, I know you said yeah, I noticed that too. But folks, I'm about to share this one with you. We're in here in our studio, we're getting it all set up, we get the mics plugged in, and we tested the mic and we unplugged it. And we're sitting here talking and just realized that the mic is unplugged. But it's okay. It's all right. We're going to pause it for a second. We're going to plug it in. The whole time, just talking away. I looked down and said, "Oops, story."
Let's see, we got the right thing going here now. Oh my gosh.
Is that why it didn't come up?
That's why it didn't come up. I'm like, where's the external mic? Why is it? Oh. I said, well, maybe it just turns into MacBook Pro when it's too. All right. All right. So let's get back. So my question is, what is the real why? What would you like to come out of your opening up this bakery, and what do you plan to do with this platform? What is it that your focus is outside of, I'll let you talk.
I think now that it's open and I've met a lot more people that are interested in baking or that bake or anything. I think now my goal is just to help other people.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I think I saw that where you put a flyer up. You're going to be hosting it for kids to come in and
all ages.
Okay,
we've got a couple classes.
All right.
We've got kids classes, little kids, in between kids.
Right.
Your grandma. Everybody can come.
Everybody can come.
Everybody, yes.
That's good.
It's just the way for me, it kind of goes back to how I started, right? So right. I started by taking decorating classes. Yeah. So now I get to full circle. I get to teach someone else.
Right. I remember that you went to Michael's, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of hour sessions or something like that.
Yeah, I would go, and then we'll go to Kier's house.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And I have to say, always tell people, your momentum shift can inspire others. And I think that was a great example when we saw on your birthday, your niece made you your birthday cake. How'd you feel about that?
I thought it was so cute. I thought it was so cute. And I was like, wow. I mean, I started around, what's she, 12? So
yeah.
I was watching Cake Boss, Ace of Cakes, and all of that, just hoping that I'd get to this point. So at that age, so it's pretty cool. Yeah. And she baked it, iced it, everything all by herself. I said, that's right. Yeah. So now I just got to get her in these decorating classes.
Yeah. Nobody got sick. It was really great.
It was really good. It was red velvet. It was delicious.
She did. My granddaughter, Aaliyah, my favorite oldest granddaughter, Aaliyah, yes. So let me ask you, what are you learning in this, or what challenges are you facing as a business person, right? An entrepreneur, right? Running now a bakery, a full-scale bakery. What challenges do you face now, and how are you addressing them? I guess that's a question. I guess that's a good question.
So before, when it would come to the business and getting orders, a lot of the business I was receiving was from referrals or through the internet, like online, Instagram, Facebook, things like that.
Right.
Now we are still getting custom requests. Mm-hmm. The issue now is that I need to figure out two things. Right. The one thing is how to get people into the shop,
right? Because
we are on the slower side of the mall,
right?
So traffic is light,
yeah.
Especially during the week.
Gotcha.
So the one thing is figuring out what draws everyone in.
Okay.
The second thing is I gotta do payroll now.
Yeah.
I think that was
good problem.
That was it's a good problem, yeah. But it was an adjustment because I didn't have to pay anybody else.
Right.
Like it was just me for a long time. Yeah. And so adjusting to one, knowing how to run the business and properly guiding employees on what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And then the payroll aspect. I'm like, goodness.
And I asked that question because mentally it has to be a transformation, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a transformation, a mindset change. And so the momentum shift starts with those aha moments. And so what are a couple of aha moments that you can say that, like, because I know how you work. I've seen you for years working with the cakes, and talk about those moments where things seem to be a little bit overwhelming, how you respond, and then how you get after it after that. Talk to me about that one.
So when we first opened up, I remember I had this plan, right. This menu, best menu. Okay. Yeah. We had a little bit of everything.
Right.
4 flavors of each item.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is gonna kill it.
Right.
We get into it. Now we had got approved by the health department, and I didn't realize that once we got approved by the health department that everything else was gonna
move fast.
Yeah. And as soon as we told the mall that we got approved by the health department, they came in, they did their inspection that next week.
Right.
We had to be open by that weekend, I think it was.
Okay.
No time. And we, at the point that we were at, we were drained. Like we'd already spent a year trying to do all this stuff. We had the last month where we were trying to fit everything in so we can get our approval.
Right.
Drained. Yeah. Not thinking about the fact that like we really have to do all of these things.
Yeah.
And at the time it was just me and Craig, and then everybody else like filling the gaps.
Yeah.
So that first soft opening day was my biggest nightmare. I mean, I had to change the menu.
Uh-huh.
Had to cry a few times.
Right.
had to figure out who all could really help where we needed them to. Yeah. But everybody came through and really helped in a big way. I think that it did show me that it didn't have to be perfect. Right. Especially because it was the soft opening.
And I like that you said that, because so many people think it has to be perfect. The timing has to be right. But yeah, I love that. Go ahead.
It definitely does not have to be perfect. I'm learning that a lot now. Okay. And I think that was something that I really focused on. But I think it was just because I was doing custom cakes. So that's all I had to focus on. Yeah. Whereas now it's like my hands everywhere. Got you. I feel like an octopus. Right. And I think that first day helped with every day thus far. Yeah. Because my mind changed. Like, I just was like, it's not that big. My husband says it's just cupcakes. Right. It's just cupcakes. Right. Right. Right.
I think it's interesting, right? Because you have to look at it like that. But I think one of the things that I really enjoy watching, not just you doing your thing, but whenever you're creating a momentum shift, whenever you're trying to build something, you can't do it alone. And there's a team that you have to have that really that you can depend on. Not the so-sos sometimes, but the people who are going to be there during the storm. And you have a group of people who show up for you at midnight if they need to. They'll come and stay all night and do their thing. So talk about that group and how important that is to have, with how much that's really helped you along the way. And if you want to name them out, feel free to go ahead and name them out.
No, it's just too many of you guys. You know who you are. No, I think that they really helped me stay level-headed a lot. Yeah. They, whenever, like you said, whenever I need them, I'm like, okay, can you come? Like, a lot of times I call, I'm like, I need somebody just for the last half of the day. And I get 3 hours, and they work 8-hour shift at work. Yeah. And they come work at the shop. It helps though, because
they bring grandma, auntie, they bring
everybody, mom,
yeah,
the kids, whoever they got. I think we had like 20 people in the shop working. Yeah. But it's good to have that support, because me not having anybody like physically there with me the whole time that I was doing it from home. Yeah. A lot of times it would take a toll on me, because I went from an environment where I was talking to people all day, every day. Right. To where it's just me and the dogs. Right. And I'm losing my mind over here, because like I'm not really talking to anybody until they get off work, or, and so having them in my corner to just be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling today. Right. And, they just help me push through, and it's nice to have those people in your corner that really believe in you and support you no matter what.
Hello, I'm C. Eric Collier, the Mayor of Motivation. As a motivational keynote speaker, veteran, and 2-time Amazon International bestselling co-author, I bring a unique blend of inspiration, experience, and success to your event. I specialize in helping individuals unlock their true potential and break through barriers to turning the impossible into possible. When you choose me, you're not just booking a speaker. You're inviting a transformational experience that will leave your audience empowered and ready to conquer their goals. Let's make your event unforgettable. Reach out to me today at the1momentumshift.com. That's the 1momentumshift.com.
And no matter what the price is. I don't think I've ever had them complain. They say, just tell me the price and then just pay it. And I appreciate that, because some people don't have friends and family that really support them in that way.
Yeah. I think that's big though. Oh, man. Yeah. So I think, the big question is, I always talk about, when you get to the top of one mountain, there's always another mountain to climb. And so when you look at where you're at now, how do you see, we didn't even mention the name, Sweet Slice Cakery is the name of the bakery.
Yes.
Right? We have to put that out there. It's Annapolis Mall, Westfield.
230 Annapolis Mall Road, Annapolis, Maryland. Come by.
Always open. Still Monday. But yeah, so where do you take Sweet Slice Cakery from now over the next 5, 10, 15 years? What do you see developing there? Have you thought about that?
Recently, I've been thinking about having like a location specifically for classes.
Okay. So you want to help develop future bakers.
Okay. I think that's something I've learned the last 2 months. I think it's just that I want to help other people get into that spot. Yeah. I feel like in the area we're in, just thinking from when I started baking to now, there aren't a lot of bakeries that are ran by local people, right? So there's not many community bakeries in our area, whether it's Bowie or Annapolis.
Yeah.
And so and I think there's maybe 2 or 3 in our immediate area, and then there's a couple where we are now.
Right.
But my hope is that I can help bring up the next person that wants to do the same thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
No matter what age they are.
Yeah.
I think we can do it at any age. If your hands can move, you're good to go.
You can bake some cakes.
Bake some cupcakes. That's it. That's it. All it takes is practice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's. I tell people all the time, you've gotten so good now. You know, when you first started, I used to have samples all the time. Like, here, this didn't work out. That's a sample. Here you go. Now, any samples? No, we have any samples. I'm trying to figure out. And then, now that you've gotten married, I don't even give my chocolate cake cup no more. It's like, come on, man, what's going on? This is like, I don't understand this. But talk about some of the flavors that have been just blowing off the shelf there. I know red velvet was like the king, and I'm like anti-red velvet because it ain't chocolate.
It is chocolate, and I'm tired of telling you this. Between you and Craig, it's chocolate in there, okay? There is chocolate. Eat it. No, red velvet's been popular. We just released Snickerdoodle, and Snickerdoodle probably is selling out by the end of today. Right. We did sweet potato pie. That one's been.
Oh, that's gonna be good with Thanksgiving coming around the corner too.
That's the plan. So Snickerdoodle. We've got a whole cupcake pack that you can get.
Okay.
And it's got all of our fall flavors in it.
Right.
So those are gonna be in there. What else has been popular? We've started a mystery flavor. Yeah. So like every couple days we roll out a new mystery flavor.
Okay.
And people have really been drawn to the mystery flavor. I don't know if it's the mystery of it all, but
what am I getting?
Yeah. And you hear people go, why would I get a mystery cupcake? And then they go, I'll get the mystery.
It's Halloween time. You gotta have a mystery, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I feel like it keeps people going.
So are there any bakers now that or even entrepreneurs or business people, business women, men, that inspire you or that really you've learned a lot from?
You.
Wasn't expecting that one. All right. Talk to me. We've had this conversation before.
It's interesting to watch you. So I always tell people, I'm like, my dad's had a lot of hobbies, you know, motorcycles, golf, speaking, all kind of stuff. And I always laugh. I'm like, what was he gonna pick up next? And now, like, you've been really consistent with speaking. I've been watching you, real consistent. Yeah. Had to teach you how to do Instagram and things, and killing them. You just keep going. Every time I turn around, you're like, "Oh, we got this new thing going on." I'm like, "That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Helping the kids."
Yeah.
That's nice. That's inspiration right there. You know, deciding to give back to the community.
Yeah.
We love to see it. You know, you're never too old, Dad.
Wow. Wow. I wasn't expecting that one. Okay. Wow. Well, thank you. I really enjoy. I can remember many nights when you're working on your cake. I remember the first one you made when you started baking. Do you remember the golf
it just
hole?
popped up in my feet.
Did it really? Oh, we got to post that up, man. That was that cake now, but what you're making now. I want everybody to go check her out. You can check her out on Sweet Slice Cakery Instagram, and you can see all of these cakes that she's making now that you only see on television. I hear it so many times. Your daughter needs to go on a TV show. Yes. So I'm like, yeah, she does her
all
thing.
the time. Every time they come in, you sell shrimp here? I'm like, no, that's cake. Yeah. And then they go, oh, it's a cake.
That's right, because that's a shrimp bucket that you made the cake out of.
And then someone asked us one time if we had cheese. And I'm like, nope, still just cake. We're cake spot. I heard this guy walk by. He said, Sweet Slice Cakery. He said, what do they sell, pizza? And I was like, you're almost there, buddy.
You're almost there. Look inside the case right there. The case right there.
Check it out.
Yeah. Well, I always like the picture of the charcuterie board. I'm learning how to say that. I say it so much. And the noodles.
Yes.
Ramen noodles.
Yes.
Chinese ramen noodles. I love that.
I like how it's floating.
Yeah. So let's shut this one off here because I'm really enjoying it, and I can keep going, but I want to really provide the audience with some way to connect with you. And I also want you to, give a little advice to, let's say, the young teenage little girl, little boy, or individual who is looking to really start their own, whether they want to leave their job, start a new career, what have you. Is there any advice you'd have to them?
Yeah, don't quit.
Don't quit. Don't quit what?
Don't quit. Whatever your dreams and goals and aspirations are, do it. That's the only way you're gonna get there is to do it, and don't quit.
Yeah.
I think I had moments where I baked, then I stopped baking, then I was baking again, but I never stopped. So if it's something that you're passionate about, that you love doing, just do it.
Yeah.
Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anyone stop you. Whatever they say, ignore them. Yeah. They just hate you.
You had a lot of people tell you that you never make it. It's impossible.
I have people, it's more so how it was said.
Okay.
That, like even leaving my job, telling them, they're like, well, how are you going to make money if you leave? And I'm like, one, when did that become your issue?
Right.
And two, I'll just run the bakery. And they're like, you're not going to make enough money. And granted, I wasn't making a lot, but me not making a lot led to here. So obviously it worked out.
Right.
So don't let anyone stop you.
You had to step your game up.
Yeah. Most def.
I like to say high level results are not products of low level effort. So you had to step it up, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You got to put the work in, that's for sure. Yeah. I feel like that's the only way you're going to get to where you want to be. You got to be willing to put that work in because it's going to be some late hours.
Nobody came and knocked on the door and said, here's your bakery, here you go.
And they didn't drop no money off. I was waiting. I was waiting. I'm like, support me.
Helpme.com.
Need some money. Maybe you'll give us some. No, nobody does that. Nobody does it. And research.
Yeah.
Definitely, because the information's out there. And I don't think that when I was starting to really do it, the information was out there as much. I think that since COVID hit, entrepreneurship has been on the rise.
Yeah.
And I feel like they have more resources for entrepreneurs now than before.
Yeah.
And I think that there's so many grant opportunities and all kind of things for us to make it.
Yeah. That's one thing. Like I said, just watching you do your thing with the social media and the marketing and everything. I'm like, wow. I mean, you inspire me quite a bit because I'm like, man, just seeing you get the results that you get, seeing the money that you're able to put together and get what happens.
Yeah.
I think is huge. That's big. So you inspire me as well. So thank you. That's always nice to have somebody to lean on and to go, all right, how do you do this? Because I know when I start doing this podcasting and doing videos, I'm coming to you and asking you how, so I appreciate that. Yeah, TikTok.
But that's what I say. It's all about community, right? Yeah. So because I know and I've met so many people, a lot of it I knew them prior to, you know, them starting their businesses or whatever. And having people around that do the same thing is very beneficial, because we all know different things, right? We specialize in something different than the other person. Like we might know somebody that's really good at social media, but then there's somebody that isn't good at social media, but maybe they're good during tax time. You know what I mean? Right. So being able to lean on each other is really good. It's nice to have that community of people that can help you when you get stuck.
Yeah, I think that's, you're right. That's huge connections. They can either bring you down or lift you up. And you want to be with the ones that lift you up. You don't have time for the ones that want to bring you down. Leave them behind.
Yes. Leave the negativity out the door.
So we talked about your next event coming up. You have the cake decorating event coming up. Is there any event in the local area that you're going to be supporting? With the I can't even get it out. Halloween and everything coming up. Are you guys doing anything like a trick or treat type event at the mall?
Yeah, we're doing trick or treating with the library that's at the mall. So we're part of the stores in the mall that are trick or treating for the little kids on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. So we're gonna be giving out little cookies and candy and all kind of stuff.
Cool. And I have an event that'll be coming up I haven't told you about in November that I'd like you to support. It's a workshop that I have going on. So I'm always about promoting your work. And I share it a lot with my belly, and I sell people, it's a lot of cake and cupcakes in there. Quality assurance, I call it.
That's right. Yeah, sure quality control.
That work, but I definitely promote your work everywhere I can. And so, like I said, I want you to support that workshop. So I'll be talking to you, and I don't get my stuff free. So just to let that out. Sometimes
$1 million, please.
Sometimes I might get a little thank you, Dad, but I ain't mad. I like that. You're in a business. So with that, how can people connect with you?
You can find us at sweetslicecakery.com. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We're also on YouTube, but I don't use it as much. But Sweet Slice Cakery on all platforms. And you can also visit us at Annapolis Mall, 2330 Annapolis Mall Road, Annapolis, Maryland, every day except for Mondays. Catch us late Friday and Saturday.
There we go. There it is. And you might even see me there drumming up business, because I do my job. I don't bake, but I'm the spokesman. I get out in front.
People have told me
what's that?
That they remember talking to you. This lady has come back 4 times.
Oh, yeah?
And every time she comes back, she goes, I remember your dad. I remember him out there. Matter of fact, we had a guy come, him and his fiance looking for a wedding cake.
Okay.
And they come, and he goes, your dad forced me in here. And he ended up getting a dozen. So I guess it worked.
What's that forced? Just a little persuasion.
Yeah, extra. I think he put a gun to the back. I don't know.
Hey, don't get me arrested.
Put the finger back. Get in here.
But
back the arm.
I really and truly enjoyed that. That grand opening for me was truly a happy moment, to be able to walk around and tell everybody, this is my daughter's bakery, right? And I thought that was just a beautiful thing, to sit there and just be out there watching you do what you do, the big smile, the dimple, and, you just cheesing up, because that was your moment.
Yeah.
And you did your thing, and you're welcoming everybody, and the kids come in and they love it. And just to be a part of it was awesome for me, because I remember those nights at 15, you said you wanted to do this, and we're watching all these shows, and you're baking and you're trying and you're frustrated it's not working. I'm getting my samples, and but to watch you grow and to be able to hit that moment, and I can't wait to see what comes after this, but just to see that moment that you've been working for was huge. It was big. So I was glad to be able to stand out there and talk, and
to everybody in that mall.
Yeah, everybody that came by. Look, did I tell you about my daughter's bakery group? Hey, come on in here. So yeah, I applaud you, Aryanna, Shantae, Lacy.
Two government.
Yeah, Nanni, aka Nanni. I love it. So
I'm gonna get hacked.
Everybody, now. I know, right? So I'll cut that out. But yeah, everybody go check out Nanni at Sweet Slice Cakery. And Nanni, thank you for joining me. I really am happy to have you join me. You really are a momentum shifter, and I want you to continue on that path. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for joining us. The Momentum Shift, the show designed to get you inspired, get you moving so that you can get results, because we want you to make the impossible possible for you. So, Nanni, keep living in the impossible. Don't let anything stop you. I'll be glad to have you come back and talked about some of the things you've achieved over this first year of yours as well. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. We'll see you next week on the Momentum Shift. Take care. Hello, I'm Eric Collier. I'm also known as the Mayor of Motivation. As a motivational keynote speaker, veteran, and two-time Amazon International bestselling co-author, I specialize in inspiring transformation. I've made it my mission to help individuals unlock their hidden potential and shatter barriers to turning the impossible into reality. If you're seeking a dynamic speaker to ignite your next event, I'm your answer. Let's create an unforgettable experience that leaves your audience empowered and ready to conquer any challenge. Reach out to me at the number 1 momentumshift.com. That's the number 1 momentumshift.com, and let's make your next event an extraordinary success.
Thank you for joining The Momentum Shift, a show bringing you interviews and stories of incredible people to help you get inspired, get moving, and get results to ultimately create the life-changing momentum shift that will improve your life. Join host Eric Collier, the Mayor of Motivation and Mental Quicksand Expert, every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern for The Momentum Shift, the show and change you've been looking for.